tranquility. Roll up the weed and get high. I said peace, tranquility. Roll up the weed and get high. I said peace, tranquility.
Yeah.
Roll up the weed and get high. I said peace, tranquility.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of Human Resources, man. I am Desmond Bonet.
Yeah, I already know.
And today, man, matter of fact, you feel like introducing the video we got today?
Yeah, today we have a fella by the name of Donkwan. He has a store called the Ball Boutique, in Bedford-Stuyvesant. Bedford-Stuyvesant, do or die, my neighborhood. He meets a Karen, pretty much, and we're just gonna play the video and just talk about it. Just gonna play the video and talk about it.
Fuck you and throw a little bit up your kid.
After we tried to finish for the third time,
What are you trying to hit you? So an 8-year-old kid? You're defending yourself to an 8-year-old kid? Are you serious?
after we tried to finish for the third
Just to give you guys a little bit of context, man, is a little kid, 8 years old, riding his bike on the sidewalk. Karen has an issue with it, takes it upon herself to use not some kind words to a child. And, you know, this man stepped in.
8-year-old kid, you want to curse an 8-year-old kid? If he was a white kid, would you do that?
Yes,
Would you
I
have
would.
said that to a little white kid?
Absolutely.
Where do you get this? Where do kids get this barbaric information from that you can come in my community and talk to our kids like that? Because he's riding a motorcycle, a toy. He's riding a toy in your community, right? Where do they ride bikes at?
On the street.
Okay, well guess what? This is our community. This is their playground. You understand? This is their playground.
Community and that's rude.
Excuse me?
You're implying that I'm not a part of
Yeah, y'all came here on the gentrification. This is where we born and raised. All our life. This is our backyard. We don't have
Your
backyard.
neighborhood. I started spending money in your community. I started supporting your community. I'm sorry.
What do money have to do with character? What do money have to do with character? That's an 8-year-old kid. And his mother was saying y'all be fighting and you threatening her child.
Your son's incredibly poor character right now. That he threatened a woman 3 times.
How?
The third
How
time.
did he threaten you?
Do you think that a child can't get hurt on that bike or
How did he threaten you? How did he threaten you?
By going next to me on the sidewalk at a fast speed without any disregard from what
He deliberately did that. He deliberately did that. How? How?
Karen around the block without looking what he's doing, without seeing how fast people are walking up to him, without seeing how close they are.
You know what's sad? In a different day and time, things would be different. That's what
Alright, so that's the end of the video. There were no more details about that. However, alright, so as Desmond mentioned, it was an 8-year-old riding a motorcycle. He was with his sister, and apparently Karen was in an area and some words were exchanged. Not by the 8-year-old, by the Karen. The Karen said F you and stuck up her middle finger at the 8-year-old. And this cannot happen, all right? Because not only is it setting a bad example for children, and it's almost like PSTD for the child.
PTSD.
PTSD, thanks. For the child. However, man, listen, I can't even.
If I could just be, you know, just super blunt. It's complete bullshit, and she know what she was saying was complete bullshit. She was stuttering in her response. When the gentleman, I forgot his name, but when the gentleman asked her, how is the kid threatening you? How? Listen to what she's saying in as far as her explanation. Doesn't make sense.
Sorry.
Not one bit. And I'm so happy. I'm extremely happy that he mentioned the fact, what does money have to do with character?
Facts.
You're not a part of this community. That's 100% facts. He was extremely right in saying that. And your only defense was, I spend money in this community. What does that have to do with character? A kid is 8 years old. 8 years old. Let's think about that. 8 years old, living in 2020. After, my bad.
Nah, you good.
After they used to going to school on a regular basis, after they used to having a certain level of freedom, and now it's all kind of been taken away. They gotta get used to a new way of living, and now you telling me a little 8-year-old kid can't ride his toy motorcycle on the sidewalk because a Karen is gonna have an issue with it.
Listen. There's a multitude of things that are wrong with this. All right. First of all, I'm not gonna let no Karen come into my neighborhood, because I'm also from Bedford-Stuyvesant and I live a few blocks away from there. Come into my neighborhood and disrespect the children who are the future in our community. So you can go back to where you come from and dictate those kind of laws. You know what I'm saying? Because you are from a place of entitlement, you think that you could come to another place and dictate that same entitlement, where it doesn't fly. It doesn't fly. Shit cannot go down like that. You have the audacity to say you spend money, like we asked for your money, like we asked you to come over on some Christopher Columbus shit. We didn't ask you to come here. We don't want you in Bed-Stuy. We didn't ask you to come here. We didn't ask you to make the property value go up. We didn't ask you to move other businesses out. We didn't ask for your money. We didn't want it. We were fine by ourselves. We were fine chilling until you and your rude ass came with your entitlement to Bed-Stuy. You know? A simple moving to the side and letting the 8-year-old pass would have sufficed. You said he hit you 3 times, meaning that you wanted him to hit you 3 times. You could have clearly moved to the side. If that was a guy doing Grubhub or Uber Eats, what would you have done? You would have moved to the side.
Exactly.
If there was a guy walking and he was walking with a bike, you would have moved to the side. If it was another woman, you would have moved to the side. But because it was an 8-year-old, you chose that you was gonna feel big today. You felt like your pride and ego needed to be stroked, and you said fuck you to a kid and stick up the middle finger. Like, where does that shit fly?
To a kid. To a kid.
To an 8-year-old, and you look like from the video that you could be in your 30s. So you 3 times plus his age. Almost 4 times his age, and you acting like this.
And be happy that it was the gentleman that approached you.
And it wasn't the mother. Yeah, be happy. Be happy it wasn't somebody who saw your friend wearing that mask, because it looked like a bandana, and actually said something. You are unfamiliar about Bed-Stuy. You are unfamiliar. You do. Hence when he said, if this was 10 years ago, things would have been a lot different. How dare you come into our neighborhood? You think you have entitlement because your family probably has money, so you're probably living in a nice establishment that was supposed to be ours. That some family had to sell. So you think that you're entitled.
And going back to the money thing, you put money into the community.
Yeah.
How many of us are out here spending money every single day?
Yeah.
Do we walk around feeling like we're super entitled and we can disrespect little kids just because we feel like we can?
Yeah.
That's what's going on?
Yeah. So you're saying that it's okay to disrespect an 8-year-old. 8.
For doing something that he has every right to do.
Exactly. When I was 8 years old, that was part of my childhood, to be in the streets, running up and down, playing basketball, playing football, jumping rope, doing whatever. That's a part of our childhood. When we get older, now at my age, you know, I could look back at that age, 8 years old, and say, yes, I had a childhood. Like Desmond said, we're living in stressful times. And when everybody is on an iPhone or an iPad, all he wanted to do was go out and play.
That's it.
And that's what he's doing.
And it's sad, my bad. And it's sad that kids, like, going back to what Lade said earlier, like, PTSD is real. And it's sad that this is probably one of those moments for that child.
Yeah.
I guarantee the day after he probably was a little apprehensive, you know, as far as doing the same thing.
Exactly.
And, like, come on, it's no reason for that. And I'm gonna repeat myself again. Be happy that it was the gentleman who obviously looked like he has extreme respect for women that approached you. Because had it been the mother of that child, it'd have been a different story.
Or had it been another dude, because listen. I'm keeping it real. I'm not saying that I agree with it, but had it been another dude when it went off. My thing, also to state, because people don't know Bed-Stuy, that's right by a school. That's right by a school. So this happened. It was filmed. What about the other times that it wasn't filmed? Did you say something to another kid? Did you come out your face and say something to another kid who was 8 years old? That's right by a school. And then your friend's standing there knowing that you're wrong and don't say nothing.
At all.
At all. This is not acceptable. We're not going to accept it. You cannot come into our communities and then try to tell us what to do and try to push your weight around because you have money. No. That's how your life works, but that's not how our life works. All right?
Not one bit.
Not one bit. Y'all have the audacity to come in our communities. And this happens on every level. Not just in Bed-Stuy. This happens in the South Bronx. This happens everywhere. Do not, yo. Y'all don't watch Netflix, Dead White People? Y'all don't watch these other shows? Y'all don't listen to Dave Chappelle? You don't listen to Chris Rock? What's going on?
It's real, man. It's real. There's a lot of things that's been taken for entertainment. A lot of things that's been taken as, oh, you know, it's just there for the screen. No, man, it's real. It's real and it's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It's happening. And we're not gonna allow it. All right? We're not gonna allow it. Remember, there was Africans already in America when Christopher Columbus thought he founded, you know, Americas. We were already here when you decided to move to Bed-Stuy. We're already here. We don't need your money.
Just like the guy stated, you are not a part of the community.
You are not.
You arrived to the community.
You are a visitor.
Exactly. They were born and raised there. Here in the Bronx, I was born and raised here. This is my community. He was born and raised in Brooklyn. That's his community. If you can't say you were born and raised somewhere, no, that's not the community. When I go to LA, that's not my community. If I go to Georgia, that's not my community.
Yeah.
And I'm not stepping in there as if I own that community.
Yeah.
So when you come over here, do the same thing.
Do the same thing. You foreigners have this whole shit misconstrued. You got a whole bad misconception of what being a part of the community means. Half of y'all move to New York and think y'all a New York native because y'all been here for 5-6 years. No.
Facts.
No. Who was there when the blackout was happening? Who was here in the community when 9/11 was happening? Who was going to the board, community board meetings, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that, you know, the cops would stop the, stop and frisk in our communities growing up? Who was here? Who was fighting for rules and stuff like that in our community? Who was there going to churches to make sure that, you know, the churches help the community as well? You weren't there. You weren't part of the struggle. So how dare you come out your face? How dare you?
And have the nerve to say that you feel offended because he was insinuating that you're not a part of the community when you're not.
Yeah, and you had the audacity to say you feel threatened from an 8-year-old?
And then could not properly explain yourself.
Exactly. You're 3-4 times the age and the size of this 8-year-old.
This is the narrative that you white people, and I'm not going to be politically correct for this one. This is the narrative that a lot of you guys push. Just because the color of someone's skin automatically makes them a threat. And I agree with that gentleman. And I think you was bullshitting when you answered that. If that was a white kid doing the same exact thing, you would have not approached that white kid like that. It would have probably been way more nicer with a whole boatload of manners.
Yeah.
Instead of the way you came out at the little black kid.
And I'm happy that Don switched it up, because when he asked you about the kids from your community back home, you said that they ride through the streets. And it's two different streets. And I know what he wanted to say was, half of y'all got backyards. Half of y'all got backyards. We ain't got no backyards. We're lucky and privileged if we have backyards, but a majority of us, we don't have backyards. All our fun times, comes from the streets.
Yeah.
My fault.
No, you good. The sidewalks was our playground. Like, he was 100% right in saying that.
Yeah.
It's like, for instance, right? Lade comes over to my apartment, right? I may not do things the exact way that he does it in his apartment. So when he comes into this apartment, whether he likes it or not, it's like, all right, that's how you run your crib, cool. And the same vice versa. I go to his crib and he runs it a certain way. I gotta abide by that because it's not mine. So it's the same thing. She's talking about they ride in the parks in her neighborhood. It's not your neighborhood.
You know what's funny? I had that same thought this morning, thinking about this video, because I'm like, if she was to go to her parents' house, right, and her parents had a rule, take your shoes off at the door, what you gonna do? You gonna take your shoes off at the door. You're not gonna disrespect your parents. Your parents not gonna tolerate it. Your mom gonna look at you like, Karen, why you have your shoes off? Your shoes on, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you guys gotta be extremely, extremely mindful, man. And you guys know what you're doing. And you know why? Because these things keep on happening.
Over and over.
Exactly.
Over and over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they just...
Exactly.
They gained a new level of comfortability that just makes them feel like... Look, it's 2020, man. The last thing I'm going to say is Christopher Columbus was a long time ago. Long time ago. We ain't doing the same thing no more.
Facts.
And if you didn't know, you probably should know now.
You should know right now. You should. You shouldn't be confused. You shouldn't act all... I'm threatening. Well, 8-year-old? Come on, man. You're not making no sense. And shame on your friend for not putting you in check. Shame on your friend for not telling you you were wrong. Shame. She's as guilty as you are. Excuse me. You know, I'm surprised that people don't have your name by now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Maybe because you have the sunglasses on, but somebody should find your friend and then find you. You know what I'm saying? And
it's gonna happen soon.
Yeah. And I can't wait till you get your karma, man. I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. You know? And I'm not trying to make any threats because I'm not a person to deliver threats, but I pray to God that I don't see you in Bedford-Stuyvesant because I will have some nice words for you. Some well deserved words. Yeah, some well intellectual words for you. Right? Because we will not tolerate it, you know, here. I don't understand how black, brown, Hispanic, African American, however you want to group, however you want to identify, can be so nice and friendly to white people, to Caucasians, and they have the nerve to be disrespectful to us. And they have a whole history of betraying, lying, murdering, stealing. I'm not going to continue the list. You guys know. It's in your blood. It's in your history. Not all, but a vast majority.
Mm-hmm.
And have the audacity to be okay with it. And have entitlement with it. That just shows that your bloodline has racism in it. That shows your bloodline has hatred in it. Somewhere down the line, this happened to probably one of our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
From your family. And it stops now. It stops. You know, if I would put anything out there in a positive note about this, you know, the bar boutique, Don, who was actually in the video, everybody go check the boutique out. It's a clothing brand and has hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts. Go check it out. Go support a black business. His story is crazy. You know, So just go out, support him, you know. And then to the boy, to the sister, just stay positive, you know. Just know that there are people like this out in the world, and this is what the real struggle is about. If you can take away anything from this, this is what your parents are fighting for. This is what we are fighting for. This is what black people are fighting for. This is what Hispanic people are fighting for. This is what brown people are fighting for. We're fighting just to have our piece of our own, and we're fighting to be respected.
Facts.
And we will be respected. We will.
I understand we ain't asking no more.
We not
asking no
we
more.
not.
It's been a time where all the questions have been asked. We're not asking no more.
Yeah.
It's sad that in 2020, when a kid can't even live the life that they used to, they still got to worry about some white lady or some white dude being rude to them or making them feel a certain way.
Of course.
You know, for a second, let's like really think what could have been in that kid's head if that gentleman wasn't there. He probably would have went back home crying to his parents, not really knowing how to articulate what just happened. Like, really understand that kid, man. Like, bugging out, bro. Bugging out, man. Bugging out. That's when I gotta get hood. Bugging out. For kids, like, kids is, everybody know that. Off limits. Off limits. Do not disrespect kids. You're not rude to kids. You bring that to the parent. Everybody knows that. Like, I'm bugging out, man.
And lastly, I want to leave this to Karen. If you happen to stumble upon this YouTube video, if you ever, remember when you was 8 years old. All right, go back to when you was 8 years old and how you was enjoying your favorite game or, you know, activity, whatever you were doing. If somebody interrupted you or somebody became a threat to you, how would you have felt? How would you have felt? There's no way you can tell both of us that you felt threatened. No way. No way.
What was he gonna do? Run over your foot?
Yeah. You had a juice in your hand, leggings on, sneakers on. How did you feel threatened by a boy on a motorcycle? How? How did you feel threatened? How? Because he was going too fast? Them things go like 5 miles per hour. How did you feel threatened? Because he kept hitting you 3 times? After he hurt you the first time, quote unquote, because he hurt you. After he hurt you the first time, why didn't you move out the way? Why didn't you let him go past?
So bull. Her whole response was bull. Stop. This is the message that I got for white people, man. Stop wasting time trying to defend and justify something that you know is completely wrong. The same way we get told on a daily basis, just take accountability, admit when you're wrong, and blah, 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 and this, and that. Why do I gotta sit through a whole spiel of BS coming from you instead of you just saying, you know what?
Facts.
That is a child. I'm completely in the wrong. Like, I apologize. What's wrong with that? Because you're completely in the wrong.
Completely in the wrong.
There's nothing right about what you did.
Completely wrong.
And had it been your child, cops would have been called. It would have been this whole big thing. No, this gentleman or woman, they disrespected my kid. I want to press charges. Trust me, it would have went that way if it was.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly. You know, and there's a lot of people in the comments saying that the little kid deserves an apology. Me personally, I don't even want the kid to get an apology because I know it's not going to come sincere. Because if it was sincere, it would have happened at the scene of the crime, in a sense. You know?
No, that's a fact.
You know, I don't want you to, you know, get busted, lose your job, lose everything, and then start pouring down the tears.
Yeah, then start feeling like you need to apologize.
trying to be full with empathy and compassion. You know, it don't work like that. You know, but let's believe karma and God are working in our favor.
They don't miss, man.
They do not miss.
They do not miss.
They do not miss. And I'm telling you, somebody's gonna notice who you are. Somebody's gonna notice who you are. That's all I gotta say.
This ain't Manhattan, man. This ain't Long Island. It's not none of the you know, suburban parts you used to, man.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get the information.
Yeah. I don't know where you from. I don't know where you from, but remember, when you come to our neighborhoods, you show some respect. And that's it. And that's it. I don't want to go to LA and go to the neighborhoods and then go to Compton and stuff and disrespect them. Matter of fact, imagine if you would have went to Compton or something and did that over there. Imagine if you would have went to Oakland and did that over there. Imagine if you would have went to the Haitian section in Miami and did something like that over there, or in Houston, or some parts in Boston. So you think that it's okay to come to Bed-Stuy and pull that one off? Mm-hmm. The guy was not making a threat when he said, "You're lucky this wasn't 10 years ago."
It's a fact.
You're lucky.
Everybody's so used to this, you know, the gentrification that's been going on all around New York, and y'all feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay, admit it. You feel comfortable.
You feel
comfortable. But we here to let you know that, nah.
Yeah.
We ain't rocking like that. Feel all the comfortability you want, as long as it ain't affecting what we doing over here.
Facts.
And as long as you continue to spew the disrespect that has been going on, the response is never gonna be good in your favor.
Facts. If at times we don't even feel comfortable in our neighborhood, it's disrespect for us. I mean, it's disrespectful. Yeah, it's disrespectful to us for you to be comfortable in our neighborhood. If at times we don't even feel comfortable, it's disrespectful for you to feel comfortable. Not saying that you can't, but I'm saying it's disrespectful, especially when you say the money part, because that's still in my head too. Because we don't even give a fuck about your money. We don't. It's all about character. It's all about principles, and it's all about the village raising a child.
Exactly. And please understand, after this, I promise the last thing I'm going to say, and please understand that you paying rent is not putting money in the community. Because whoever owns the property that you're paying rent on does not put that back into the communities that those properties are in. So stop even saying that.
Yeah.
You buying your little corner store chips or whatever is not putting money in the community. You going to Soho and shopping outside of where you live now is not putting money in the community. Whoever you pay rent to does not give back to the community.
Yeah, facts. You know, because you go to your little coffee shop and stuff like that. I don't mean you contribute to the community. Because we not clocking you. We don't know if you go into a black business or a white business. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. So you saying you supporting money in the community doesn't mean you're helping the community.
Exactly.
You know? Like I said before, you know what I'm saying about the community boards. Are you on a community board? What have you done about the schools? Have you contacted any churches? What have you done in our community? What? Just because you living in our community don't mean that you helping the community. Doesn't. You know?
That's a fact, man. I know it was a lot, man. If you guys have any thoughts, you know, any opinions, as always, make sure y'all leave a comment down below. Let us know how y'all been feeling about, you know, this human resource section, man. Once again, I am Desmond Bonet.
You already know.
Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share what we've been doing, man. And we still got that 200 subscriber giveaway that's going to be happening either on IG or this right here where you're watching us. So do not forget, man. Until next week, man. No matter what, character is everything.
Stay away from them Karens. And the Kevins, too. Watch out.